Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So I've got XRP here on the daily, and it's been great for XRP hodlers over the last couple of days. Check out those two candlesticks. Yesterday obviously was a very green day for XRP, and today's also starting to look very bullish for the cryptocurrency. If I bring it up here on the hour, you guys can see, a very, very positive bullish move up for XRP. We were finding some resistance in and around here. I'm getting to this point where I'm thinking to myself, we're going to be getting to all-time highs very, very soon. But what should we be expecting? Are we going to go there straight away? Should we be expecting some hurdles? I mean, cryptocurrency and investing certainly isn't easy, at least emotionally, especially if you are new to the space. So what can we expect? Part of this story does start with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has also been seeing some bullish momentum coming out of this double bottom, trying to get above this over here, and right now Bitcoin is trading at just shy of $55,000. Of course, we got to get back up to those highs of roughly $65,000. So there still is a bit of a journey for Bitcoin. I'm going to get back to these two cryptocurrencies in a second. Let's take a look at the entire market. So the entire crypto market cap over $2 trillion. So it's back over 2. But now look at Bitcoin dominance, guys. Bitcoin dominance has now fell below the 50% mark. But we're seeing Bitcoin still in the green, up 2.7%. Ethereum up to $2,500, up 2.7%. Binance coin trading at about $569, up 4.7%. XRP, the biggest gainer in the top 10, up 21.3% in the last 24 hours, trading at a price of about $1.43. So we are seeing green overall for the crypto space. Of course, there are going to be some outliers like Solana and some various others, but overall, the crypto space looking fairly healthy. This is what we want to see. We want to see the market stay in tandem. We don't want to see random outliers kind of veer off and do something strange, because that would put question marks in our head, and we do not want that. We want to keep this as easy as possible. Keep it simple, stupid, as they say. JPMorgan to let clients invest in Bitcoin fund for the very first time. So this is what's making news today, or rather this article is from yesterday, but it's painting a picture of the kind of crypto feelings we're getting in the air. JPMorgan Chase is preparing to offer an actively managed Bitcoin fund to certain clients, becoming the latest, largest, and if its CTO's well-documented distaste for Bitcoin is any indication, unlikeliest U.S. mega bank to embrace crypto as an asset class. The JPMorgan Bitcoin Fund could roll out as soon as this summer. Two sources familiar with the matter told CoinDesk. Institutional Bitcoin shop NYDIG will serve as JPMorgan's custody provider, a third source said. So, for those of you guys who weren't here back in 2017, 2018, JPMorgan's CEO, Jamie Dimon, was very, very, very anti-Bitcoin, likening it to a Ponzi scheme, saying he wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, so on and so forth. Fast forward to 2021, and boy, could the 180 be any more dramatic. JPMorgan Chase's CEO, Jamie Dimon, is now saying JPMorgan is offering a Bitcoin trust. So this is a classic example of don't ever listen to what they say, do your own research, and sure enough, many of us did. We've stayed in crypto up until now, and we are reaping the rewards. This has been a tough journey, but for those of you guys who have held through the bear market, boy, do you ever deserve this at this point in time. You and me both. We've also got this from Ian Northing. Tesla sold Bitcoin to prove cryptocurrency's liquidity. This coming from Elon Musk. So apparently Tesla has sold 10% of their Bitcoin. Elon Musk said Tesla sold 10% of its Bitcoin holdings to demonstrate the token's liquidity. He's doing it as a bit of a test, or at least this is what he's saying, while adding that he's retained his personal investment in the cryptocurrency. Tesla's earnings report showed the firm, which bought more than $1 billion of the token earlier this year, generated $101 million in income from the sale. Musk said on Twitter that Tesla, in essence, was trying to prove liquidity of Bitcoin as an alternative to holding cash on the balance sheet. So this on the surface sounds kind of bearish, and people like David Portnoy were calling Elon Musk out on this. So am I understanding this correctly? Elon Musk buys Bitcoin, he then pumps it, it goes up, then he dumps it and makes a fortune. Listen, I own one Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is exactly who we thought it was. Just don't be the last one holding the bag. Elon Musk actually responding to that tweet, "No, you do not. I have not sold any of my Bitcoin. Tesla sold 10% of its holdings, essentially to prove liquidity of Bitcoin as an alternative to holding cash on a balance sheet." And again, they only did sell 10%. They did not sell the majority of their balance. So let's put things into perspective here. This should be very bullish then for Bitcoin. As you guys can see, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Bitcoin is rallying. So let's take some of these things into account when analyzing the crypto market. Let's get back to the XRP chart here. So we've got XRP on the hourly. And as you guys can see, we did break through significant resistance over here. So there was a lot of resistance at the point 382 in and around here. If you guys can see that large red candlestick, we did see another green candlestick after that, but we did see that wick down all the way down to $1.21.9. We did eventually come out of that. This was around midday yesterday. We eventually did come out of that, made our way all the way up to the 0.5. And now, guys, you can see we are finding a little bit of resistance here at the 0.5. So this is going to be an interesting journey. I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen, but let's get back to Bitcoin. So we got that same correction period for Bitcoin over here. Throw a Fibonacci on there, and as you guys can see, we did get past the 0.382. Bitcoin still hasn't rallied up to the 0.5 yet, so XRP technically has been performing better, at least at this moment in time. Let's also not forget, though, that Bitcoin dominance has gone down past 50%. So I'm going to bring up the Bitcoin dominance chart here. Bitcoin BTC.D. And so what can we derive from the Bitcoin dominance chart? Well, I've got a line here that denotes the 50% level. As you guys can see, back in September of 2018, there was a significant drop down to that point right over here. And then sure enough, we are now retracing into that zone right over here. So these are circles that I've made on the chart to just demonstrate that that's the 50% line. Right now, we are very much hugging that level. And historically, when we've seen Bitcoin go below this level, altcoins really have taken off. So I pulled the chart back here to 2017, and as you guys can see, 50%, boom, Bitcoin dipped. This is August 2017. You guys can see all these dips retrace back up. Okay, finding support here significantly, retraced one final time in November at the 50% level, went up for its final leg, and then finally just broke through that level, collapsed through the 50%, and that, my friends, is what kicked off altcoin season. So 50%, again, another key factor that we have to keep an eye on, and sure enough, we are there right now, and Bitcoin having a bit of a time. Well, it hasn't been that long, to be honest, but Bitcoin, we got to keep an eye on this, see what happens here before we can really get a sense where the rest of the altcoin market will go. Back to XRP on the daily, guys, and I am zoomed out here. I'm going to take this fractal pattern, and I know we've taken a look at this in the past, match it up to what's happening today, and so far, so good, right? We have seen similar moves for XRP. I know if you guys follow the blockchain backer, you know, he is suggesting that even if we do backtest this old level of resistance that we battled to get up above over the last 3 years, that would be okay, you know, so long as we don't go under that level. So far, this fractal pattern is looking very, very textbook. If I throw a Fibonacci on here, you guys can see we did move up to the 0.618 and then rebounded right back down. So large swings for XRP. Came up here, so I'm just gonna draw this out. Came up here, same kind of thing, moved all the way back down, almost retesting this level here. You guys can see that, not quite. And so the question is, where do we go from here? Are we going to continue with this same pattern, or could we see something different? Well, that's the big question that's on everybody's mind. Of course, now we're out of that rebound, and you know, if we go straight up, theoretically, we could see our price targets being hit, $10 to $13, give or take, depending on what exchange you're looking at, and we could reach that in a few weeks, theoretically. But is that reasonable? Is that something that we should expect? Or are we going to get rejected along the way up? Let's also not forget that this is a fairly fresh bull run for XRP, and we have been battling to get up above these levels for years. I mean, you know, some would argue for years, coming out of this bear market, getting up and around here. And, you know, it is very exciting seeing this price move so fast. But we've also got to remember trader psychology. We've also got to remember there are new people coming into the space. And there are also people who are looking to take profits early. Some people are not looking to hold for those long-term gains. Some people are just looking for a quick buck, right? You know, take 100% off the table. And if they see XRP go from $1 to $2, they're happy with that. And so what they will do is take their money and leave. And don't underestimate these people, right? I mean, there are going to be people that hodl for too long. There are going to be people who relinquish their XRP and take profits off the table too soon. We've got to figure out what that sweet spot is. And so going straight up to all-time high from this point, I don't see as a very likely scenario. I mean, we could, don't get me wrong. I do not have a crystal ball, so I do not know the answer to this 100%. But chances are we are going to see some resistance. And for those of you guys who watch the Blockchain Backer, I know you are paying attention to the 0.702. Let's not forget about this in this circumstance, even though the fractal does show us that, you know, theoretically we could just make our way up and up and up. There is something to pay attention to, and none of this has changed really so far. So this is the 702. That would bring us in and around $2.36, at least on this exchange. And this is going to be critical for us to get above in order to see those all-time highs. Now, all-time high is not far from that mark. All-time high is at about $3.33 on this exchange. So now the question becomes, do we go up here really quick and get rejected and see a sharp decline, or do we see something more along the lines of this? Let me just draw out something that's kind of a little more annoying. You know, just kind of doing this thing, retracing maybe a little, coming up again, getting rejected, maybe a little lower. I mean, I'm just kind of going with the flow, and then finally break out into the new all-time high. That would be $3.33. And then my prediction is that we will likely get rejected from all-time high. Of course, we have seen that in the past, so that is likely to happen again. So there's so much that's dependent on Bitcoin. Of course, it is great to see this XRP rally. It's great to see, you know, this coin move after so many years. The one thing I can tell you though, guys, is that we are going to still see a lot of volatility. You know, whether we retrace at the 702 or go beyond, go to all-time high, pull back dramatically after that, there are still indicators that are suggesting, at least as of the time of the recording of this video and based on the Bitcoin chart, there are still indicators suggesting that there still is a lot of room for altcoins like XRP to move. Technically, XRP is still trading very low compared to some cryptocurrencies in the altcoin space. We have taken a look at measured moves in the past. Remember, XRP does move last and fast. Just be prepared for this volatility. And, you know, you might be like this guy down the road. Let me play you this clip real quick.
I'm right here watching history be made. Bitcoin is now up to $111. It's an all-time high, and it's continuing to rise. I've seen it break 3 times today. It went up to 110, and this is the highest that it's been. It's ridiculous. Last trade, 189 Bitcoin for $111 piece. That's amazing to me. I mean, just look at this graph. You see this graph? That's the last 3 hours. Give me a second. I'll switch it up.
Can you imagine when XRP rallies beyond new all-time highs? It's uncharted territory, folks, and I'm happy to be taking the journey with you. That's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.